All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm here. I'm here with Duse M's, man. This is one of California's most official, and I'm gonna let him tell you who he is right now. All right.
What up? What up? It's International M's, Duse M's, the Don. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Hit Your Brimming, man. Active Chuck's CEO. That's Active Chuck's Entertainment and Active Chuck Charitable Organization.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you grew up in California, right? What was it like growing up? How many brothers and sisters, and just what was it like in your household?
Oh man, I come from a pretty dysfunctional family, like most melanated families, but mom's a hustler, pops one of the founders of an original dudes in the LA Brims. I'm from South Central Los Angeles, you know. And when you talk about the LA Brims, you talking about the founders, or depending on who you believe, co-founders of what is today known as the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? They were the first anti-Crip set. In fact, they preceded the birth of the Crips in South Central Los Angeles and were the biggest black organization on the west side of South Central LA. And even in East LA, you have the Liso Village Brims. So, yeah, man, my father has come from that cut. And it was back then, it was more initially community justice, community protection. It was real racist in the late 60s, 68, 69, where if you were across the wrong street, the police might beat you up and all that. The Watts riots happened. It was all of those tensions. So after the Panthers were targeted by COINTELPRO, it left a vacuum, you know what I'm saying, and a void within our communities for people to stand up for our civil rights, you know what I'm saying? And all of these organizations started, they weren't gangs, they were organizations or kind of like fraternities, you know what I'm saying? And Pops was part of that. Moms ran the Big House, which was the biggest bookie joint in South Central LA on Vermont, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, I came up, I went through physical abuse, you know what I'm saying? Went into the group homes and, you know what I'm saying? And then it's the subculture of the so-called gang subculture, South Central Los Angeles. Pops in and out of prison. So, yeah, it was crazy. I got into dancing, right? Because of the child abuse and going to the system, I began to do graffiti, you know what I'm saying, as a form of expressing myself. And I didn't want to be a gang member or nothing, but just let me take this ride with me real quick, right? Me, one of my friends, Fabricio, one of my other friends here, Samoan Daniel, Lil Bear from NHB 20s today. And but back then we didn't gang bang. We were walking with a couple girls. We trying to go get something to drink. We young teens, 12, 13 years old. And two cars rolled through an Astro van. They were looking hard. Now, we don't gang bang. Why we want to do that? All the gang bangers getting shot, getting killed at young ages, you know what I'm saying? Or going to jail, So, yeah, man, they unloaded like fuck slabs, about 52 shells, you know what I'm saying? And all I could do was duck. If I would have ran or did anything, I would duck behind the car. I probably would have got shot or hit, you know what I'm saying? But that was the night I decided, well, I'm not going to accept oppression by anybody. I'm not going to be the prey. I'm finna turn into the predator. That night I went to my uncles, who also from the set, the Millers, and I went and told them I wanted to get with this, and they told me you was born a Brent. I picked up my flag that night. And wasn't going to be no victims no more, So that's the type of environment it was, where even if you're not gang banging or don't want to gang bang, even though it's kind of like a rite of passage, because like I say, my father's from the set, I'm from the set, my little brother, Booger Brim from the set, he got life for murder. You know what I'm saying? Which is a whole nother story. But yeah, man, that's a little bit about South Central LA.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I mean? Because, I grew up in in the 80s, New York, just to give you all the other flip side of it. This is New York and Cali chilling right now. I mean, it was nothing but buildings and it was people everywhere. You had people coming off the heroin era into the crack era. So as they came in, you got people nodding and you got people speeding, but either way, you ain't got nobody watching. You know what I mean? That's how New York is. It's dirty. You know what I mean? You walk down the street, you smell piss. You know what I mean? That's New York. You know, a 40 and piss is what you smell when you walk down the streets of New York City back then. You know, it was real dirty and gritty, and you know what I mean? We got ours. The police really
NY?
uh-huh.
What part of NY?
I'm talking about like Harlem, the Bronx, Brooklyn, you know what I mean? The boroughs.
All
You
in
know
the
what I mean?
5 boroughs. Okay.
Yeah, the 5 boroughs. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, that's how we always moving. I mean, we was moving as a unit, Staten Island, everything. I mean, everything was official out there. We had official dudes everywhere we cared because we had people from where we from that had people in these places that people might not think is as hard or whatever, but now they got hard dudes go down there to train the other dudes to be hard and more aggressive where they may have been laid back due to their geographical location where the white people had a certain grip on them, but an outside force of a strong black man come in and get with another strong black man, whether he's been whitewashed, you know what I mean, is one thing, but then he moves in the way that, you know what I mean, is, you know, his aggressor, his friend is guiding him to go, you know, and, you know, that's New York, you know, the same thing. And we was about getting money, selling crack, you know what I mean? Selling weed, we was doing our thing, we was hustling. That was the era, you know, as they say, what, like snowfall, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, we both on two different sides of the coast, but we moving up and we got our music jumping. What music was jumping off then, during those times out there in LA?
Well, I could go all the way back to the first, you know, my mom and them didn't want us listening to rap at first, but I remember some of the first rap I heard was Toddy T and Mix Master Spade. Now, a lot of people out in the world, you know, they push this in the hip hop story, like NWA started gangster rap. The gangster culture already influenced the music that people was making. I think Ice-T said he was rapping even before 79, even though he wasn't rapping like, you know, out there. But Mixmaster Spade, Toddy T, rest in peace, the Batarang, boom, boom. That's when LAPD first came with the Batarang, kicking down these crack spots, the doors. You know what I'm saying? They created the song. You know what I'm saying? So I heard that. Too Short, NWA. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube was heavy. That's probably 1A or 1B for me and my top MCs ever. With him and Pac. You know what I'm saying? My East Coast and my West Coast nigga. You know, I look at Pac as a real New York nigga. When I remember Juice and the parts that he played in the culture, symbolizing with the baggy jeans and the whole original swag, he was a New York nigga. But really, he was a brother of the struggle. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, Pac. Later on, you got Spice One out the Bay, E40 out the Bay, Mac Ball. I wasn't really off Mac Dre. Out of the Bay Area, they had their underground scenes, but yeah, Too Short, you know what I'm saying? And then out of the city, you still had besides NWA, you had DJ Quick, you know what I'm saying? His old school underground mixtapes where he was gangbanging and this and other hook sets and all that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that really had a major effect. You get to 92, the Chronic drop, and it changed the world. Dr. Dre, Death Row, that whole era. I stayed on Pac. My favorite Pac album still Me Against the World, when he felt the world was against him. The rape charge, just getting shot, going to jail for something that you didn't do. So yeah, man, I grew up on the West Coast, but once you got into like the teen years, Biggie was getting played. Like it was all a dream. Like he was getting out. I love it when you call me Big Pop. You know, LA radio was showing love. You know what I'm saying? LA was showing love to Biggie even back then. Obviously, to Cal. You know what I'm saying? Nigga was fucking with the Wu. Nigga was definitely fucking with Nas. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hard to tell. I excel, then prevail. You know what I'm saying? Young nigga out the Queensbridge Projects, Chip 2, 16-year-old. Like, okay. So, yeah, niggas is coming up through the same type of struggle. And I just think that universal struggle resonates. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a universal language. Everybody that came through some kind of struggle. So I think that's why it's so relatable. But yeah, that was some of the hip hop when I was growing up, bro.
Yeah, yeah, that's proper. You know what I mean? That's proper. But I just want y'all to see what it is, because New York, we had Public Enemy, and they was rocking the house, KRS-One, EPMD, and
We was
uh
off at EPMD.
yeah, all right, you know what I mean? So, we had our peoples up there doing it. Big Daddy Kane, can't forget him, Juice Crew All Stars, MC
Oh, Rock
Shannon.
Him to God. Rock Him to God.
Rock him to God. You know what I mean? We had our thing up there too, and we was doing it. But at that time, I went down to Miami also, right? And when I went down to Miami, it was like a whole nother world, because they was dancing to boom boom music. They was dancing to a thing called bass. You know what I mean? The dude just on the mic yelling anything nasty. You know what I mean? They just hit a bass beat with with a couple of, with the bass dropping in, that was that down bottom music. And New York, we was into the lyrical rapping, and down there, they was into the partying, because they had all the islands down there. St. Kitts, St. Croix, they got all, Trinidad, everywhere down there, Jamaica, Cuba, So you got everything down there is like a melting pot at this time coming over. And it was like a beautiful sight, because everybody had their own little area that they controlled themselves. And they wasn't no policing in those little areas, because everybody knew what everybody was doing, and everybody knew that everybody was against the law. You know what I mean? That's the era where everybody knew they was against the law in the neighborhood. It wasn't nobody that thought they was bougie and above this and that.
When did you get down to Miami?
I got down to Miami about 87, end of 87.
So Willie Falcone had already caught his case?
Yeah, right around then. Exactly.
Okay.
Because you had Fat Nate was down there then,
Boys,
huh?
Big boys in the game had the game blocked at that time.
So that's the era that I'm trying to show them, a corner of the United States from the west to the south, and then you had Atlanta that was jumping up there. They had the strip clubs up there. You had to pay $10 for a dance in Atlanta, but it was only $5 for a lap dance in a strip club in Miami, and they danced for a couple of songs for the little $5, you know what I mean? And it was a time when New York didn't have none of that. So when I went down there to Miami and I saw that, and I decided to bring it up to New York, because it was too much to bring from New York to down there. So I brought the girls up, Luke up, and everybody up, and JT Money, you know what I mean? CP Cox, I brought all them up, and we rock Mecca Audio, and that's where my name came from, Unique Mecca Audio. Okay. You know what I mean? My name is Unique, and I own the Mecca Audio crew. Where did your name come from?
Duse M, man, making money. It was Eminem was my original name, so I only go by Duse M because for copyright purposes. You know what I'm saying? They have a rapper named Eminem, right? Slim Shady. But yeah, in the streets, my name is Eminem. You know what I'm saying? Also called CK Eminem, Crip Killer Eminem. And that's what it stood for, making money. MNM. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the Crips. That's just my name. When I was in the street, I'm not on that like I was, but yeah, that's my name, bro.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's what's up. So I'm just showing you the two coasts. So when did you go into the feds?
Oh, I
went in 1993. What was you doing in 1993? That's when I went in, and I came out 2020.
I'm gonna send you a picture of me in '93, bro. I was a lost kid, in and out of juvenile hall. Matter of fact, in '93, I was 15, so I was in camp, Minute Hall boot camp. They sent me to boot camp. I got caught in the dope spot in the set. The police had raided the dope spot or whatever, found Tech 22, 30-30 rifle and a 38 with the old black electric tape around the handle. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, going to camp. But I was trapping at that time and gangbanging hard, man. Like lost, bro.
And I was just beginning a life plus 20 years with no chance of parole sentence. Dang. At that time when you was lost, my time had ended.
And then you got out what day? What year?
2020.
Damn.
Yeah,
Welcome home, King. Welcome home,
you
King.
know.
Hey,
Yeah, I was in the 26 joints.
What's up? You went to
Uh,
how many? You say you went to how many joints?
I went to Lewisburg. From Lewisburg, I went to ADX. From ADX, I went to Annenwood. And
Wait,
from Allenwood, I went to Lum Park. From Lum Park, I went to Coleman. From Coleman, I
what
went
year
to
was
Lee
you in Long
County.
Park?
2001 to 2003.
USP Long Park.
Yeah.
Then we was up there together.
Yeah, I was there with Big Kaz. I was in a unit with Kaz and them, Functified.
Okay, what unit was that?
That's all the way at the end, down there by the code
On
program
that
down the
side or the
stairs.
east side?
It's on the east side.
Okay, yeah, I was in Murder Block on M Unit.
Yeah, so you was on the other side. You was with Guy then, Picasso, that paint.
No, I don't remember no.
Big C. Big C was there with you from
Yeah,
New
Big C
York.
was there. Big C was up there.
Yeah, that's Big C from the Supreme team you talking about.
Right. We
Yeah.
left. I didn't get there till 2003. From 2003, I was there only a year because they was turning USP Lompoc to a medium. And they opened up, well, I opened up USP Victorville. You know what I'm saying? So
I remember that.
they had sent us on the butt. We was the first federal institution in the BOP that went non-smoking. It was a brand new pen. We was smoking in Lompoc. Got on the bus when we got to USP Victorville, man, with no more smoking tobacco. You know what I'm saying? So we laid it down. You know us, we rebellious. That's just in our nature. We did a 42-day work protest. No work, nobody going to work the kitchen, making the police. So we on cold trade. You know, you'd have been through it in that 26 years. The shitty days, which you young niggas don't never want to wish you could see. You know what I'm saying? No phone calls, nothing, ain't nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? For 42 days, just so that we could get pillowed, just to make sure that we could have a law library on every unit, because a lot of brothers is going to be coming to this new joint. They got life sentences or got stressed or they just worked them. They railroaded them out their life. So we want to make sure that it was established the proper way. We had to sacrifice, man. But yeah, man, I got up to USP Florence 2004 July, and I was there for about 2.5 years. My points dropped. They sent me to the FCI Victorville. The only FCI I went to, I was there for 8 months. We got into a riot up there with the Serenos. I caught 2 staff assaults, pending FBI investigation. They sent me from there after 6 months in the hole, 6 more months in the hole. You see what I'm talking about? You thinking that's how you want to live your life? You better think about it. But yeah, I get to USP Colorado, and I was up there about 10 months, bro. 10 months, and we had the big riot with one of the biggest in BOP history with the white supremacists on Hitler's birthday. You know what I'm saying? So from there, I went to the Smooth program. You know what I'm saying? And that's what me and SI Murder was set up at in the Smooth. I had already been getting letters from SI when shout out, rest in peace to my homie Garland Tyree. Shout out to the Billies. When I was in Florence, was a lot of New York Bloods bumping heads, for control at different institutions. And he said that I was one of the dudes that the homies was saying was a good homie that he should reach out to, because I had a little influence or whatever amongst various different Damu sets in the land. And I was like, man, I look forward to building with you. And that's how we start building a bridge. You can build a bridge or you can tear down and destroy. And that's what we chose to do. Instead of focusing on all of the differences, we focused on the commonalities and try to build a bridge from the West Coast to the East Coast. So when I got to the Smooth program, I was there for 2 years because it hadn't even started yet. We opening up the first SMU program, Talladega, Alabama, right? So I'm there for about a year before they finally get it approved to the BOP. And I started that. They charged me in California for 2 staff assaults, resulting from the Victorville riot with the Serenos. They charged me for the 2 staff assaults, brought me back to California. I went to trial, got re-indicted, went to trial, beat the feds on those false allegations. They sent me back to the SMOOth program before I went home to do my paperwork. And that's when SI was my cellie. I got out February 11, 2000 and February 2011. Obviously on federal probation, and yeah, man, I didn't do no more fair time after that. I was out for about 2 years and caught a state case, assault. I got 4 years, doubled up into the 3 strikes law, which gave me 8 years. So I ended up doing that. Started in Delano, went from Delano to New Delano, which is level 4 180. But before there, I went to Corcoran Shoe. I caught a stabbing on in North Kern. Went to Corcoran Shoe, did an 18-month shoe turn, and went to Kern Valley State Prison, New Delano. And I was up there for the rest of my time. I paroled 2019. So it's going on 4 years, September 23rd, 2019, since I've been out of prison.
All right, that's what's up. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. A round of applause.
Man, you need it. It's easy to get in, hard as hell to get out, right?
Word. Word, man. All right. So what was it like, meeting the SI, and what did you get from SI?
Ah, man. Well, first of all, SI was the young. If y'all don't know, Garland Tyree was the youngest of the Bloods that started in New York. 9 Trey, he was like on the juvenile module. I went through his, as soon as we get there, federal protocol, especially for the Bloods. As soon as you get in here, hear my paperwork, and then a real motherfucker gonna have his and slide you his, so you know who you working with and dealing with. He had 30 something, and I read every one of them slashings on on the island. He really was a revolutionary. He was a gangbanger too. He had double elements, but what most people don't understand is that he was legally a genius. You know what I'm saying? I read the psychological reports. He always thought outside the box. He was very intelligent, very structured. But even more than that, a straight rider. So that's not to be done. But he was also do as I do and not as I say. He's not just going to try to send somebody to do something that he ain't going to do. You know what I'm saying? He'll prefer to say, instead, like a real G supposed to, hey, me and you finna go do this. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, you need to go do this. And so from a leadership position, it was kind of like understandable to me how he got the position he had before he was dead, killed by the police.
All right, so that's what's up. So that's just so you youngins understand that what you're gonna wind up going into when you get in the system. You don't know where they're gonna send you. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna come your way. You don't know how you're gonna handle what come your way. So that's why, we both up here saying it ain't worth it. Don't get into it. You know what I mean? Just pick a side. They got a job. Those are the sparkmen that stay out here.
Right.
For 26 years, I wasn't with a woman. How long was it when you wasn't with a woman?
10 years, bro.
You know what I mean? So what did that feel like when you first came home and first got with a woman? Explain to us that.
It was I knew then and there I didn't want to go back to prison ever again in my life. But even more important than that, bro, it was the feeling of seeing my nephews and nieces grown up, and we had to sit down with my dad, just the men and of the family, and they told me how much I meant to them, not the money I was getting for committing armed bank robberies and what I went to the feds for, but just as a strong black brother. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's going to stand on principle, stand up to his full potential, hold himself accountable, not afraid to say, yeah, I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? How we going to make this right? Let's talk about that, So, yeah, even more so with my family than just being with another woman. That's all that come, you can have your federal clothes, khakis on your parole clothes on a Greyhound. you're gonna be able to get some of that. You know what I'm saying? You
All
talk
right.
real class where I come from, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, but more so the family. And I knew with both, I don't want to prison. What they say, all birds ain't to be caged, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Now, so where we at is, how does West Coast feel about East Coast bloods and East Coast feel about West Coast blood from what you know?
Well, it depends on who you meet, right? That's subjective. You know what I'm saying? You got ignorant people everywhere, bro. So for me, the fact that you had some people like S and um, 1090 P Banger, some of the dudes that I spoke to at that time, you know what I'm saying, and met through SI, them dudes, I look at them dudes as brothers in a struggle. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, struggle is the universal language. And what anybody, a real motherfucker, want is for his people to enhance the quality of life for their people, their family. You know what I'm saying? Whether they was hustling, robbing, selling, whatever they had going on, it's the same objective. You know what I'm saying? Standing against oppression and the ills that we deal with every day within our community. So yeah, man, that's how I look at it with them. That's something that we have in common when you get into the history, whether you believe that the Puerto Ricans really was oppressing the brothers on the island, and the 5%ers and the brothers that was on there. I heard different, but even if you do or you don't, that's what was taught, and that's why people demonstrated the way that they demonstrated. Um, to take control of the prison system and then even the New York streets with the blood rules. On the West Coast, you're gonna have some homies. SI sent some of the homies, the Billies, to the hood for the Hood Day, March 7th. I think they came on March 6th because we got a whole hood week. And yeah, just out of respect, you know what I'm saying? He sent three homeboys and two Ruby Reds to come pay homage with the homies. So we got pictures and all of that, still of that, you know. So you have, and the homies that go and embrace them, obviously, because uh, it's on my credibility. I was willing to stand with SI and what he was representing to the fullest, whether it was on a prison yard or the street, how he represent himself as a man, you know. Then on the ties is that, but then you're gonna have ignorant people that's gonna be like, oh damn, it's fake bloods, and oh, you're a real blood. So what makes you different than them? Oh, because I grew up in LA, bro. It's motherfuckers that claim bloods and gang bang in LA, gang members in LA, but they not really ain't never put in no work. That nigga from New York, and he got 30 something slashes against motherfuckers that he felt was trying to oppress him and oppress the bloods. You know what I'm saying? So how you gonna tell that nigga he ain't no real blood? And not saying violence is the only way that you demonstrate that you down move. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying his dedication to protecting his people. That's what made him a down move. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, and that's just get back to the essence. You know what I'm saying? Getting back to what we all come from, and that's our uh, uh, you know, this side, not that side. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was deep. Yeah, but this is just the first of other parts. We're gonna finish up. I just wanted to tap in, let y'all meet the brother and know where we going with this. All right.
Good looking, man.
All right. Tell them where you at, where they can find you at.
Oh yeah, man. You could go to activechucks.com. That's ACTIVECHUCKSS, two S's.com. You could go check out the merch, purchase some of the merch, support me on that, or you could uh, donate to the Active Chuck charitable organization. You'll be able to see some of the videos and events we've done, whether it's back to school supply drives or in qualified immunity and hold dirty cops that shoot unarmed blacks accountable, or whether it's feeding the homeless. Like we very heavy in the community positivity now. It wasn't always so, but yeah, follow me on Instagram at Active Chucks. Matter of fact, go run up Active Chucks on the YouTube too. Active Chucks everything.
All right. So that's what it is, man. Thanks for tapping in. All right.
One.